Russian President Vladimir Putin is pledging to defend the country and its people from an armed rebellion declared by the paramilitary organization Wagner Group. Putin describing the call to action as a treasonous decision that puts the country's survival in danger. Joining us to talk about the latest developments is Matthew Schmidt, an associate professor in the National Security Department at the University of New Haven. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
So in layman's terms, I think a lot of people at home probably don't understand what's happening. This kind of just turned into this big story. How did we get to this point? What exactly is going on this morning?
So the leader of this private military corporation, Yevgeny Prigozhin, has been critiquing the Russian Ministry of Defense for not providing him ammunition and for waging the war poorly in Ukraine. What happened of late is that he accused the Russian Ministry of Defense of directly attacking and killing scores of his troops, which has now triggered him to take over the city in southern Russia, which is the district headquarters for running the war in Ukraine. He apparently has that city under his control. He's met with some senior Ministry of Defense officials there, or is holding them captive, and has snarled up traffic in other places, apparently controls another city in the region. And this has set off a series of security measures in Moscow, and then, of course, the speech from Putin that you alluded to.
And this control that we talk about of these two cities in Russia, what are the implications of that going forward?
It's a big deal, obviously, if any city is not under the control of the government. Right now, it's snarling traffic, and we're not seeing much else. There are some reports, these are unverified, the situation is very fluid, that there is fighting between Wagner Group and Russian forces of some sort. But this is a huge threat to Putin's government, of course.
And we have Putin responding this morning. Break down that message for us. And could this possibly affect his grip on power in the country?
So the first thing to realize is that Prigozhin has no friends in the elite. He's seen as unstable, as brutal, all of which he is, as uncouth. And so there are no real elites that support him directly. And his ability to pull off a coup d'etat really depends on having that kind of support. He doesn't have it. That said, Putin has come out and declared this kind of activity treasonous. He just mentioned the word civil war, although it was in a historical reference, but it's significant that he even broached the concept. And then I think what's most significant is he hasn't called out Prigozhin himself by name. So he's kind of in the world of the Kremlin, he's leaving an opportunity here for an exit ramp.
And the people of Russia, how are they responding? What's their mindset?
So, of course, we don't know a lot. What I could tell you from my opinion is that the population is not going to turn on the government anytime soon. I would not expect some sort of 1917 revolution to occur here. The public is very tightly limited in what they find out from the press. So it's important for American viewers to remember that what you're hearing right now, on Fox, is not what the Russians are hearing. And so their view of what's going on is very different. And you have to keep that in mind when you think about what their choices are going to be.
And one of the big picture questions here, how does this all fold into Russia's war in Ukraine? Can Ukraine possibly capitalize on this?
So that is the big question, right? The first question is will this affect Russian military decision-making? Will it change what they're able to do in Ukraine because, say, these cities are blocked now, military equipment is blocked, or Russian military forces refuse to fight? We just don't know yet. It's too soon. We haven't seen any indication directly on the battlefield right now. But obviously, this is going through Ukrainian high command's, mind, and they're trying to find ways to take advantage of this as fast as possible on the battlefield. They've had a moderately successful counteroffensive so far, and this gives them an opportunity to change that into a highly successful one. But we're not there yet.
And really quickly, we're getting a wrap, but the big question, another big question, what happens next in the next few days? Do we have any insight about that?
I think the next few days, we want to watch what the Ukrainians are doing on the battlefield, and we want to see if Putin continues to sort of offer that exit ramp to Prigozhin himself, even not to some of his forces.
Matthew Schmidt, thank you so much. Great insight. Really appreciate your time this morning.
Take care.